Welcome to Inflatable Adventures, Inflatable Setup Procedures. Step 1. Choose your setup location with the client. Once client has determined where they want the inflatable, make sure that there are no overhead obstructions such as power lines or tree branches. Then, kindly remind the client that once the slide is placed, we cannot move the slide. Then, if client is providing power, make sure the power is within 100 feet of the blower locations. If not, find a location that reaches the provided power outlets. Always be mindful of the wind. Inflatables must not be set up in winds over 17 miles per hour. If you are unsure of wind speeds, call the operations manager and they will tell you whether or not you are able to proceed with setup. Step 2. Retrieve the slide from truck or trailer and determine the proper distance from any obstructions and unroll the slide. Remember, slides are always rolled from back to front. Position the slide roll so that the front of the slide is where you want it, then unroll and unfold. Step 3. Locate all zipper locations. Close the zippers and the Velcro flaps. Step 4. Then find blower tube locations. Many units have multiple blower tube locations. Use blower locations that do not impede foot traffic, usually located on the back of the unit. Attach blower with connected Velcro strap or webbing strap, making sure that you get a solid, tight attachment around the spout so that very little air is escaping. It is normal for there to be small amounts of air escaping when the unit is fully inflated. Step 5. Plug in blower to power. If client has provided power outlets, then make sure that you only plug no more than 2 blowers per circuit. Do not be confused with outlets versus circuits. Most of the time the client will know where the circuits are. If you overload a circuit and a breaker is tripped, consult with the client to find the breaker box and reset the breaker. Turn off power switches on blowers before you reset the breaker. Make sure that you do not run extension cords in pathways or in front of inflatable units. All traffic areas must be kept clear of trip hazards at all times. Do not turn on all blowers at the same time, as this will result in a power circuit overloading and tripping. Turn them on one at a time. Step 6. While inflatable is inflating, make sure that no one is around the unit or playing nearby. Use anchor tether points to assist with unit inflation. Make sure that staff members are watching units inflate so they do not tip over. Step 7. Once the unit is inflated, push on all the sides or on the walls to check to see if it's fully inflated. If it is soft and not firm, check all blow tubes to see if they are twisted or if blower grills are obstructed. If they are not, check to see if blowers are running at full speed. You should be able to tell just by listening if it is not fully powered. If they are not, then it means you have a low power situation and you must find an alternative power source. On some units that require multiple blowers, you may run into the client not providing enough power. Consult the operations manager for possible alternative blower solutions. Step 8. Securing the inflatable. It is necessary to secure inflatables to the ground once inflated. If set up on grass, find tether straps and stake to the ground using the provided stakes. Sandbags must be used if stakes are not allowed. Never inflate in high winds. Step 9. Now that the unit is fully inflated, check for cleanliness and make sure that you do an operational pre-check of the inflatable. Check all ladders, all climbways, check for any rips or tears. Use Form 2 on 123 forms provided on every event. Step 10. Once the inflatable is ready for operation, locate the client and walk them through the unit and show them that the unit is ready. At this point, the inflatable is set up and ready for play. The client must sign off on the customer sign-off section. If volunteers are provided, meet with them and go over the safe operation of the unit. Get names and signatures located on page 2 of 123 forms. Inflatable teardown. Step number 1. When tearing down an inflatable, the first thing you should do is inspect the unit to make sure no vandalism has happened or if the unit is excessively dirty. If so, use the provided cleaning supplies to quickly remove any grass at entrances. Do not spend a lot of time if the unit is really dirty. Make sure condition is notated on the 123 forms. Step 2. Make sure that all patrons have exited the unit. Post a volunteer or a staff member at the entrance to make sure that no one rushes up to the top of the inflatable while you are at the back of the unit turning it off. Right before you turn off the blowers, it is necessary for you to announce in a loud voice that you are turning the attraction off, as some kids can hide from your view. Step 3. Once blowers are turned off, you may now go and open all inflation zippers to let all the air escape faster. Also detach all blowers and leave blow tubes out. Make sure that you pay attention to the unit, that it does not tip over during deflation. Note, it is critical for slides to be guided straight down as they deflate, as it will make the folding and rolling process much easier. Step 5. You are now ready to roll the inflatable. It is important to remember that inflatable slides are always rolled from back to front. All other inflatables, with some exceptions, are rolled from front to back. That means the entrance to the back. Before you roll the unit, you should walk on top of the folded inflatable to compact the vinyl and help remove any residual air still in the inflatable. Use caution when doing this as to not trip and fall over loose vinyl. When rolling an inflatable, make sure that you are using enough pressure to get it into a roll, not a fold. The goal is to roll the inflatable as tight as possible with no loose vinyl sticking out of it. Once this is complete, use the provided strap to securely strap the inflatable. Make sure that any excess strap material is pushed back into the unit, as this can be a major trip hazard when dollying the inflatable. When you're done, return the inflatable to the truck or trailer.